93 DF Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. It's time for Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Now let's have some fun. Here is your host, Johnny Radio.
Yo. Welcome into a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy, Johnny Radio. Jay Morgan Harder's on the other side of the glass. We're going to be hanging out all day long, and we got day baseball. Yes, we got day baseball all day long, so we can gamble starting at 12:05. You got the Angels and the Phillies, White Sox, Orioles, Guardians, and Twins. 3 games going off just after noon. Now, we'll be picking some of those plays, I can promise you that. But don't forget, tomorrow, you got college football gambling, man. My goodness, I cannot wait. Utah, Florida, week 1 is upon us. I mean, it's just something beautiful about the world today. I can't wait for the Florida-Utah game tomorrow night. I'm stoked about college football on Saturday. We also have college football on Sunday with a little LSU and Florida State. So we're going to talk some college football today. Also, what about the National Football League? Lots of stuff going on, man. Jim Irsay, Colts situation. There's that whole thing yesterday. Where's Jonathan Taylor going to go? Or is he going to go anywhere at all? I said I didn't think he was going to go anywhere. But I didn't think they were going to put him on the PUP list, physically unable to perform list. That means he's got to miss the first 4 games of the season. That is just wild to me. I feel like this is a healthy running back, by the way, people. This isn't a Kyler Murray situation. Jonathan Taylor is one of the best running backs in the National Football League, bar none. You know it. He knows it. Everybody knows it. But they just don't value running backs anymore. And Jim Irsay is turning out to be that owner that's just straight up an a-hole. And is going to, I think the way he's handling Jonathan Taylor, his past, the way he's handled things. I mean, Peyton Manning ain't walking through that door to get him a championship. Like, that organization, I think, is going to struggle as long as he is in charge. Because, one, he's a pill-popping, alcohol-drinking, partier who's red-faced all the time, and he doesn't make logical decisions. And what he's doing with Jonathan Taylor is absolutely, I feel bad for him, but I also feel bad for that whole team. The offensive line, the young quarterback Anthony Richardson. How about their new coach, Shane Steichen? Like, Irsay, do you want to give the Colts an opportunity to go out there and put the best product on the field? Sure as hell it doesn't seem that way to me. You make ignorant statements to the media like, if I died and Jonathan Taylor died tomorrow, the NFL wouldn't even bat an eye. It'd just go right on without us. But your football team, the one that you're in charge of, you need Jonathan Taylor. Or you need what you could have gotten for him. Now, sources say that the Packers actually made the Colts a pretty damn good offer, which the Colts turned down. In fact, there was, rumors and sources have said that there were 3 teams that reached out to the Colts trying to acquire Jonathan Taylor, and it was shut down every time. Who do you think shut that bad boy down?
Who, John?
I would say Jim Irsay. And I just think it's an absolute travesty that Jonathan Taylor, again, a healthy running back, a guy who could help a young quarterback, a guy who could help a young new coach in Shane Steichen, like all these things that this organization needs to get back going in the right direction. Irsay is basically handcuffing them.
So would you be surprised if
He's putting one arm behind their back, man.
So would you be surprised if you found out that none of these, go find yourself a trade partner? Would you be surprised if you found out that none of that was done in good faith?
No, I 100% don't believe it was done in good faith.
I agree.
Like, I'm not surprised at all. I think Irsay just, let's be honest.
They said that so they didn't have the PR nightmare of
Exactly.
saying we're not going to trade you under any circumstances. They made it seem like, yeah, man, we'll do whatever you want to do. That way, we could talk good about them on the radio, John, and say, isn't that nice what the Colts are doing? They value what Jonathan Taylor has given to this organization, and they know they stink. They're going to give back to him. That we got to say that for a week just so they could go do what they wanted to do the whole time.
Exactly. And what they've done, again, and putting him on the PUP list, though, you didn't expect that, right?
No, I did not
Like,
expect
have you
that.
ever, like, have you
I didn't
ever
expect him
heard
to. I expected him to be the one to say, I'm not
holding
showing
out.
up. Exactly.
Yeah, like go out there and act like Chris Jones right now at Kansas City, who's 100% saying, I will not play until I get paid, man. I get it. For where Chris Jones is, he wants to get his money. He's one of the best interior defensive linemen in all of football, period. His DT skills are bar none. He sacks more quarterbacks. He makes huge plays. I mean, he's a stud. He's up there with the Aaron Donalds of the world. But you know, I get actually why the Chiefs right now are trying not to pay him, to be honest with you, because they have been winning a whole lot of football games. They got a whole lot of dudes who are making a lot of money. You saw what they did with Tyreek Hill. And this is a team, if you go back and look at the Los Angeles Rams, or wait,
I have a story. John, I have a report that is coming out right now about what we're talking about.
Oh, go, then please.
Barry Jackson, who works for the Miami Herald down in Miami, says, as Holder Steven reported, who I'm assuming works for the ESPN NFL reporter, also in Miami, Packers were a mystery bidder for Jonathan Taylor and the only other team besides the Dolphins. We can confirm through Dolphins people, it's reported in Indianapolis media, that the Colts made wild requests from Miami, including Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, and more.
Hold up, what?
Yes, the Colts wanted Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill in return for Jonathan Taylor.
So basically, they gave a big middle finger. And by the way,
that's right. So good faith, exactly.
That is so, by the way, this is the National Football League. There's only 32 teams. You know what I mean? Like cultivating a roster and making trades throughout the NFL.
You can't trade one for one in the NFL. You don't get any better.
No, but what I'm saying is you have to deal with the other team's front offices to complete your roster in the National Football League. You're not always using the guys you draft. There are trades that happen every single season, and you are now making it where I would feel like if I'm the Green Bay Packers or I'm the Miami Dolphins, like, you know what? Bleep them.
Yeah, I ain't never trading with them again.
I don't want to deal with a bunch of immature a-holes when it comes. This is a league of professionals. This is the Shield. It's the NFL. It's the biggest damn thing going.
Here's the problem with asking for Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle in a trade is, like, you might as well have called that. They called you up and said, hey, can we get this trade together? And they said, yeah, no problem at all. You sell me your organization, and then you can have Jonathan Taylor. So, like, that's obviously not a deal made in good faith. It's ridiculous. So now the next time the Colts want to actually make a deal in good faith, let's say for two players that don't matter to anybody at all, who the hell's going to pick up and talk to them on the phone when they need to get something done if this is how you act when other people are coming after you? Now, you don't have to make the trade. I'm not saying you have to trade Jonathan Taylor, but we have two different journalistic entities in two different freaking states saying that you asked for Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle for one player. Nobody is going to take you seriously in dealing with trade talks after that.
No, that's just
in the future, as long as these guys are in charge of this organization.
If I was a Colts fan, I'd be just embarrassed today.
I would be too.
I would be.
I
really would
if
be.
last year wasn't enough, where the whole world and God picked you to win the division and you finished in last place, if that wasn't enough, you'd be embarrassed now.
Oh, that is true. But remember who played quarterback last year to start the season?
Fair enough, John.
Very fair, right? Very,
More
very
than
fair. By the way, though, yesterday also, it wasn't, it was cut day. Again, there were some fascinating stories that came out of cut day yesterday. And I didn't think there was any that were more fascinating than this. Did you see who Doug Peterson, the head coach of the Jacksonville Jags, had to cut yesterday on the last day of the season?
Who do you have to cut, John?
He had to cut his son.
His son.
Dude, I'm telling you one thing.
His son's good, too. I saw him play against Memphis in the USFL. He's a good player.
Can I just say one thing, man? Having to go home to your wife after cutting your son, I know that yesterday, cutting your son, it probably broke your own heart.
Well, he was in Memphis for his game, though. So, I mean,
listen, Dad
coach was all over the place.
But, that's awesome. But you know that it hurt his heart to cut his own son. But it hurt his complete mind and everything else when he got home because, Miss Peterson was giving him hell. So
you know he ain't playing favorites.
Dude, I'm telling you what, he ain't playing favorites, but you know what? He ain't going to be he's going to be not getting any respect. Any loving, yeah. He ain't getting no loving from Miss Peterson. Whoo, man. You cut my son. Now, also, New England made
he's not going to be dropping his pants and firing off any rockets.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Again, also yesterday, Chris Jones is a big hurdle that the Chiefs have to deal with. Jonathan Taylor situation. Again, Doug Peterson had to cut his son. Heck, New England cut all the quarterbacks competing with Mac Jones. So, interesting day yesterday. But we are going to talk a little bit more NFL football later. Again, this season opens up with the Detroit Lions and the Kansas City Chiefs next Thursday. So football. But one other thing that has to do with football and gambling, and you know how much trouble I gave Lamar Jackson last year.
Oh, I know, John.
He was ranked the 20th quarterback in the National Football League.
You're big on Todd Monken, though.
I'm not just big on Todd Monken. I'm big on the speed that they have at wide receivers. I'm big on the fact that they have Mark Andrews. Kid. Yes, dude. Listen.
Zay
Flowers is a burner. Rashad Bateman is a burner. Devin Duvernay is a burner. And I don't know if you remember, they also got this guy named Odell Beckham Jr. OBJ. And they have Mark Andrews, and they have J.K. Dobbins, and they have Gus Edwards toting the rock. Their defense is very, very solid. And I saw this, and I couldn't believe it because, one, these are the odds for MVP this year. Of course, Patrick Mahomes is number one. He's at plus 600. Number two is Joe Burrow at plus 700. By the way, lots of people in Cincinnati are worried that he's not going to open up the season against the Browns. He has not practiced, they say. But does Joe Burrow actually need practice? It feels like he misses all the preseason every single year and gets hurt on the first day of camp. It's 2 years in a row he's done this. And then the first camp he went to, he was also injured. I mean, my man doesn't do he's just like, I don't do the preseason. I think Joe Burrow is going to be good, but he's at number 2 at plus 700. Josh Allen is 3 at plus 750. Then you go all the way down. What do you think Lamar Jackson, who's already won an MVP, who's going to have the best supporting cast around him since he's been in the National Football League, he has his bag. What do you think the odds for him to win the MVP are?
It's not over 2,000, is it?
No, but it's plus 1,400.
I like it, John. I really do.
I'm just saying because I think that is value.
The Ravens can win that division. And
the toughest division in football. That's what we're projecting. The NFL, everything is going to play out. But everybody thinks that this is going to be the division. This is the black and blue division in the AFC.
If Lamar but think about the narrative at the end of last season, too, about Lamar sitting out. If he comes back and balls out and they win the division, that's the best story in football. He wins. Now, if the Broncos win that division somehow, then you're talking about Sean Payton and Russell Wilson winning MVP and Coach of the Year, right? But I don't really see that happening.
I don't either.
I don't really see that happening.
I don't think Russ
Tua could win. No, Tua can't win MVP. Because if they win, people will say it's too much of Waddle and Tyreek Hill, even if he has a great completion percentage
I don't know.
Geno.
If he was the trajectory he was on last year when he was running the most efficient offense in the National Football League, and if he did not get hurt, if he could somehow, if he played 17 games this season, and they win the AFC East, where Aaron Rodgers is over there now with the Jets, you know what I mean? Like you got, of course, Josh Allen with the Bills. And Miami was to win that joint, hey, let me tell you something. I think it's very unlikely because I don't think he can play 17 games. Yeah, but if he does,
he's got a good chance.
Dude, he's got a great chance.
You're right.
He's got a great chance. Damn, I'm ready for some
Me too.
football.
I'm excited for college football. I don't mean to diminish it, but I am so ready for the NFL to start. Oh, I'm so excited. That Thursday game, John.
You've always been more of a NFL guy.
I love the well, not when I was a child, but ever since I've known you, no, absolutely, I'm an NFL guy. I love the league, man.
I don't know what I am. I know that
you like it all.
I was gonna say if it's football, the only thing that I don't like watching, and I hate to say this, but I'm not in. I love the NFL. I love college football. I can't stand it. It's so pathetic, and that is so rude.
No, they have no quarterbacks, John. No one can throw the ball.
Nobody can throw the football. The offenses are so bad that it hurts.
They have one guy that can throw the ball in the entire league this year.
The Canadian football rules are stupid, and I enjoy Canadian football better than I like the USFL. And the XFL, don't even get me started.
Can't even. I mean, that stadium's empty.
I can't stand the XFL. That's even worse than the USFL. But man, college football and the NFL, man. It's like, ooh.
We're coming up to it.
Because you know what my favorite show is, though? Like game day.
Game day.
The pregame for college football is better than the pregames for the NFL.
See, I actually think NFL Game Day morning on NFL Network is the second best, studio show behind Inside
Kyle
the NBA.
Brandt drives me nuts.
No, that's Good Morning Football. The NFL,
Which one are you talking about?
The NFL Game Day morning on Sundays is Rich
Eisen. Rich Eisen.
And Michael Irvin.
MJD.
No, he's not on it.
He always pops up and does a little something.
He'll be on it every now and then. He's definitely employed by them, but it's Irv, it's Kurt Warner, it's...
Is Irv going to be back now about the whole thing at the Super Bowl?
Remains to be seen, but I think so. Irv, Kurt Warner, coach, dude for the Lions. What's his name?
I don't know, man. Obviously watch the ESPN one because you know who looks good? Sam Ponder.
Steve Mariucci. And...
Dude, to say San Francisco 49ers if you're going to bring up the
Wasn't he a Lions coach too, though?
Yes, but his success in the National
He won a Super Bowl with
League,
the Lions. I mean, with the Niners, right? Maybe not.
I think he did. I can't remember, man. This new breakfast routine that I got going on. It's hard for me to pull back things before 2022.
Steve Mariucci, it does not appear, won a Super Bowl.
He didn't win one. They had some good teams, though.
Yeah, they did have some good teams.
But no. What was that? What were we talking about?
You were talking about how the College Game Day is your favorite pregame show,
right.
better than you like the ones with the NFL.
And I have to say, I'm Pat McAfee's even growing on me.
I like Pat McAfee.
I like
him.
That
personality's excellent.
His personality is excellent, but at first, I really did not like his attire.
No, I get it.
Like at first, I was like, dude.
I tell you what, doing what Pat, because I've been thinking about this with radio. I think the same thing applies to what we do here every day. I think if you're going to come with that strong of a personality and being that unique, nobody is going to like you when they first see you because it's not what they're used to. It's totally different. But after that first time of seeing you, that's your best chance to create that audience and people come back. Otherwise, you're just the same as everybody else. You know what I mean? But so when you're unique like that, no one's going to like it at first. But like you said, I think it's growing on a lot of people.
And and I have to say, I think he makes the set even more fun than it used. And it's always been good.
Even their picks in week 0 were fun last week.
It was. I had when that came on, and I was watching that Saturday morning. It reminded me of when I was 5 years old and I used to run down in my little underoos and I'd get Fruity Pebbles and make my own bowl of cereal and I'd sit and watch cartoons all day on Saturday. You know what I'm saying?
After game day.
Yeah. Well, this is when I was 5 years old.
Oh,
so
yeah. I gotcha.
But that's what I'm saying. Now as an adult, that's what I do. I'm like,
Except you traded in the sugary cereal for Raisin Bran. And,
no, I don't eat cereal.
I'm just joking.
No cereals. That's all processed BS.
Yeah.
I don't eat that stuff.
I actually went through the cereal aisle not too long ago. You know, it doesn't matter if you get the healthiest cereal or the sugariest cereal, same calorie count in each one. Obviously, some of them have more grains and some of them have more sugar, but same calorie count no matter what bowl of cereal you're
some of them
with.
got some dangerous dyes up in them junts too. But by the way, the other thing, since we were talking about game day, I did want to say something else about television. I almost felt like I was taking some LSD or eating mushrooms this morning because Stephen A. Smith on the ESPN was talking about him and Shannon Sharp.
Shannon's coming over.
Shannon's coming over there. I flip it over on FS1. Richard Sherman and Keyshawn Johnson are on with deadgum Skip Bayless. By the way, that is a train wreck.
Poor Key got let go.
Yeah, I know.
And they haven't even replaced the morning show yet. They just run something every morning called ESPN Radio.
Yeah.
It's dumb.
It's just dumb.
You going to fire all these people without even a contingency plan of what we're going to do in the morning?
Come on now.
It's just a cycle of people every morning. I'm with you,
Especially
John.
this time of the year.
It's football season.
This is the most important. If you know what, some people care about election years, BS. Football season is more important to cover than anything.
Even more than that, John, it's free money.
Olympics, I know, are only 4 years, but every damn year you get the NFL.
Well, because like you just said, you know what people are going to be tuning into sports media for? Football.
That's
so
right.
that's the perfect time to start a damn morning show. Why would you not have one ready when football starts? I don't understand how they're running their business, John. Not that I know how to run a business.
And we're about to take a break here because we got to go talk with Dustin Starr. But since we're talking football and I kind of want to get excited, I have been looking at week one's NFL lines as much, if not more, than this weekend's already.
You got to get a head start.
Because I've been kind of taking a few little wagers early because I think some of these lines are messed up. And there's some wild ones, like the Vikings -6 against the Bucks. I think you want to pound the Vikes in this one.
Really?
Bro.
So you think six is a trap to say, it's almost a touchdown?
Man, I'm sorry. I'm not believing in Baker Mayfield.
Fair enough.
Down in Tampa. Do you remember how bad that Tampa team was last year? And they had Tom Brady.
Awful.
They've lost their center again. Ryan Jensen's out for the entire season. What does Baker Mayfield struggle with really bad? When he gets pressure in his face, he throws interceptions. That's going to happen. And I know the Vikings defense is booty.
Yeah, but so is the Bucks, right? The Bucks defense didn't.
But the Bucks defense is probably going to be their strength. But I'm not sitting there saying it's going to be a bunch of world beaters.
I was sitting here trying to rack my brain.
Justin Jefferson is going to, I think, carve them up.
What's their best unit? It has to be it can't be the offense. They have no good units on offense, do they?
Once they've lost, I mean, like I would say the offensive line earlier when you had, of course, Ryan Jensen and Tristan Wirfs, and you had it was an average offensive line. But I mean, Mike Evans. You still have Chris Godwin. I can't remember another running back on their team. They have no running backs either, by the way.
None.
Like, they have no running backs.
Because Fournette's not there anymore, is he?
No, but he was trash when he was there. They got some dude, they got another white dude, and it ain't Mike White. And
White Mike?
It is not White Mike. I think it's Rashad White. Rashad White. Yeah, that's it. But, again, that's not going to be good. Defense, Devin White is a stud linebacker. Vita Veda is a great nose tackle, but man, I don't know.
Wow, Chase Edmonds on the roster too.
Antoine Winfield Jr. is questionable to start this season. Carlton Davis is a good cornerback. Shaq Barrett's not a bad linebacker. Their defense by far is their best.
Yeah, their defense actually. There's some good names on here. Obviously, Vita Vea, everybody knows he's a legend.
But
like you said, Shaq Barrett too.
A bad offense.
Yeah. And honestly, I looked through some the secondary. I don't know any. Antoine Winfield I've heard of.
Davis, Carlton Davis.
Oh yeah, and Carlton Davis, that's right. And Ryan Neal, I've heard the name, but I can't put him anywhere. But it doesn't look like you just said, it doesn't look like this is the best unit in the world.
By the way, how crazy is it that the Commandos are a 7-point favorite over the Cardinals? The Cardinals are going to be that bad. I feel bad for Jonathan Gannon. He took over a team that's booty. It's going to be bad. But I'll tell you what, Sam Howell to me, I think might be sneaky good this year.
Really?
Actually, I do, man. Man, I'm hearing good things about Sam Howell.
And for as laughable as that franchise has been, God bless him. Riverboat Ron is a coach, man. He's a professional football coach.
And Eric Bieniemy, who is taking a little heat for being early in the season tough on his team. Man, being tough on the teams, man. Dude, you got Terry McLaurin. You're going to get him the football. You don't like Bieniemy?
Well, it's not that I dislike him, but
you don't like his style of coaching because you just want everybody to get a damn trophy.
No. But I do. I've been listening
to give him a little pat on the butt.
But over the past year, listening to Patrick Mahomes, and a couple weeks ago when he was raving about the Giants and Daboll, and I think their quarterback coach
is Brian Daboll is badass.
But their old quarterback coach in Kansas City is now the offensive coordinator in New York. And it seems like, looking through some cryptic messages here, it seems like that was Mahomes' guy, and he was the in-between between Bieniemy and Mahomes. And losing him, you saw Mahomes and Bieniemy go at it.
Mahomes was very, very complimentary of Eric Bieniemy.
He a professional, truly.
Andy Reid, though, is the one who has bestowed more praise on Bieniemy than anybody.
Said he's called it a joke that he hasn't been offered a head coaching job.
But anyway, god dang it, we are late for a break. I just love talking a little NFL action. I could do it all day long, but we got college football, NFL, MLB. But on the other side, it's time to talk some wrestling with Dustin Starr right here on Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
We are real sports talk. Sports 56 WHBQ. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM and 98.5 FM, as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned in to real sports talk. Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Memphis football is back Saturday, September 2nd versus Bethune-Cookman at 6 o'clock. We need Memphis at our 9:01 game home opener as we celebrate our city and welcome the excitement of college football back to the 901. See the new Tiger Tailgate, a new team run out, the Bill Street Flippers, and more. Tickets start at just $20 to witness the 901's football team in action. Be there Saturday, September 2nd. Purchase your tickets today at GoTigersGoTix.com.
We're in the break room at a traditional jewelry store here. Hey, Mark, I know it's our job here to try and sell every piece of jewelry, but don't sell this ring. I'm going to try to use my employee discount to buy it for my wife.
Okay, but you know you can get a better deal at Genesis Diamonds.
Genesis Diamonds? Are you crazy? Better not let the boss hear you.
All I'm saying is I got a pair of diamond stud earrings there for my wife and paid a lot less than what we charge here, even after my employee discount.
Wow, really?
You never know who you'll see shopping at Genesis Diamonds. With no middleman pricing on the best selection of diamond rings, earrings, pendants, bands, and bracelets, it's a no-brainer.
I admire your dedication to our jewelry store and not going to Genesis. I know the boss really appreciates her loyalty.
It's just the right thing to do, man.
And it's nice your wife won't mind getting a smaller diamond.
On second thought, can you cover me while I take a break?
Genesis Diamonds, the smart alternative to old-fashioned jewelry shopping. With more selection, lower prices, higher quality, stronger warranties, and zero pressure at Poplar and Perkins Extended.
Do you have heart failure and often hear,
"Those stomach issues ruined your birthday"?
"You're too tired to play catch, Grandpa."
Sweetie, you haven't touched your tools since the carpal tunnel syndrome diagnosis.
If these seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, talk to your cardiologist. Ask about transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy, or ATTR-CM, a rare and underdiagnosed disease that gets worse over time. Learn more at connecttoyourheart.com. That's connecttoyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Start your day the right way at La Palapa with the biggest, baddest breakfast burrito around. Chorizo, cheese, rice, beans, and eggs served with fresh salsa, and it's served all day. La Palapa has daily lunch specials, all served with rice and beans, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Try a torta, breaded chicken, steak, chorizo, or ham served with mayo, avocado, lettuce, tomato, and jalapenos, all in a hoagie. Plus amazing soups and dinner entrees, all at La Palapa, 5255 Summer Avenue. La Palapa, the little hut with big taste.
Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis in Olive Branch has an offer you can't refuse. They will pay you to do business with them if you want luxury. And I'm talking the Genesis G70 car. If you would love to have that kind of new technology, they will give you a $1,000 rebate when you finance with Genesis Motor Finance. In other words, they'll pay you $1,000 to do business with them, and you get brand new luxury. You can't beat it. That's Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis, right at the corner of Craft Road and Highway 78 in Olive Branch. Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis in Olive Branch, where customer retention is amazing. There's a reason. They take care of you with a team that's been together for a long time. Whether it's finance or whether it's service, you can't beat them. Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis. Attention, everyone. Family Leisure needs your help clearing out their inventory. Let me say that again. Family Leisure is needing your help to clear out their inventory. And to do so, there are tons of great deals throughout the store. For example, all do-it-yourself pools are $1,000 off. Special 24-foot round pools for less than $2,000. Select play gyms, only $18.99. Hey, if you need patio furniture, they have patio furniture that's now up to 30% off. Spas are in stock. They're up to $1,200 off. Now listen up, because I'm only going to say this once. 24 months, same as cash financing, is now available through this sale. Family Leisure needs your help clearing out their inventory, so come and do your part at Family Leisure, Whitten Road and I-40, where family and fun come together.
Come and enjoy Sports 56 live in West Memphis, Arkansas at Meadowbrook Country Club this Friday, September 1st from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. They're kicking off their semi-private club now at Meadowbrook Country Club. Bring your golf clubs and call for your tee time at 870-394-4186. It's going to be a hole-in-one fun. Enjoy winning lots of prizes and a chance to win 4 rounds of golf at Meadowbrook, 1250 West Broadway Avenue in West Memphis, Arkansas.
Now you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I am your buddy Johnny Radio. Jay Morgan Harder's in the house, and Jay Morgan, he went to some wrestling this week. I have a feeling that Dustin Starr and Jay Morgan are about to take this bad boy over, and we do have to bring in Dustin Starr. You know Dustin Starr. How do you know Dustin Starr? Well, if you live in Memphis and don't know Dustin Starr, that means you've probably never left your house. Oh, my goodness. Sorry about that.
We're getting used to these new microphones sitting in front of us.
My left hand got excited.
If you hear what sounds like an earthquake over the course of your radio listening day, just know someone in here hit a microphone. It's happened a lot today already.
I banged that joint. Man.
I do it too, John. Don't you worry. You're in good company.
That hurt. But anyway, we're going to talk with Dustin Starr. And if you don't know him, it's because you don't leave your house, because he does the Grizzlies, the Hustle, the Redbirds, and he does all things Memphis wrestling. Dustin, how you doing this day?
Yo, what's going on? Stop beating up the microphone, Johnny Radio.
Man, I felt like a rookie just now. Like my left hand, or I don't know. Maybe I have like, when your left arm just does something, is that Tourette's or no? Is that when you just cuss? Like,
which one? I have no idea.
Which one? Like, because my left arm just flailed. So there's one name for that, and the other one I think is when you cuss uncontrollably. Is it Tourette's? Jay,
Maybe
you're
both.
a doctor.
You can do both.
You're not a doctor? You played one every once.
I don't know if it is, John. I'll look into it.
All right, thank you. But Dustin, how was everything? I know you went down to Raw. I know you had your wrestling. I know you had your what was it? The Tater Town Throwdown.
Yeah.
You've been one of the most busy people ever. Just tell everybody what's been happening.
It was a heck of a weekend, man. On Saturday, got up super duper early, probably about 5:45. Headed out to Gleason, Tennessee. We like to set up real early just in case there's anything that happens that we need to take care of. Plus, for the first time in the history of my life, and I never in a million years, Johnny, thought I'd be doing this, but I'm actually driving the ring truck. So I'm pulling a 20-foot wrestling ring on a trailer behind my Armada now.
What? You got a license that lets you do that?
Well, you don't have to have a special license to carry this trailer, but I think if it was any bigger, probably. It's a 20-footer, man. It is. Don't ask me to back up on it. I'll tell you that right now. But we got up early, headed out to Gleason, Tennessee. We did a big fundraiser for Gleason High School. It was called the Tater Town Throwdown. Look at this. Principal Lee Lawrence, he took off his suit and tie, and he put on wrestling gear, and he got in the ring for the first time ever. He changed his name to Wild Thing Lee Lawrence, the principal of this. Could you imagine going to high school, Johnny, and your principal gets in the wrestling ring and does the people's elbow on somebody?
Dude, I think that would have been awesome. I really do.
It was a ton of fun. We had about 650 people pack the gymnasium out in Gleason, and, man, we had the Tater Town Throwdown. It was a lot of fun. Raised a lot of money, and then, of course, got home probably at midnight. Didn't get to bed till maybe 1 or 2, and then had to get up the next morning. We had Enzo Amore at the Wrestle Center. I usually get there about 9 o'clock, so another early morning. And, man, we packed the Wrestle Center out, taped some really good TV. Enzo was so cool, man. I know there are wrestling fans listening to this that have heard just different stories about Enzo and how he is in the locker room, and some of them aren't so favorable. But let me tell you right now, man, Enzo was so good with the wrestling fans. He took time at the VIP for everybody, took pictures, had conversations, autographs, and then he was just tremendous in front of the live audience. So there is nothing bad that we can say about Enzo. And then, of course, the very next day, we had WWE Monday Night Raw. So I was on the Jessica Benson show talking it up a little bit. And then from there, went to the watch party at Ghost River. And I had a really good turnout there. And then we literally walked over to FedEx Forum together. And, man, it was really cool. I was talking to Jay Morgan just a second ago. It's the spectacle of Monday Night Raw, even if you're an AEW fan instead of WWE, or maybe you've never been to a WWE show. You're not going for wrestling. You're going for the stage, the pyro, like the 10,000 people that filled that arena and just all had a blast. So I just thought it was a ton of fun. Always good time when WWE's in town. Actually, one of the hosts of WWE Raw, Byron Saxton, he stopped by the Wrestle Center. He got in a little early on Sunday and swung by and took some pictures with some of the wrestlers, and some of them he knew from the time where they come and help at WWE. And we also had a couple of our trainees and wrestlers on camera on WWE Raw. So, man, these last couple of days were just a ton of fun. A lot of wrestling.
Dustin, I love what you said there about it's the spectacle, it's the stage, because I totally agree, and I think the audience that night agreed as well. The crowd was unbelievable. I got there an hour early, and I stood in line for 45 minutes to get inside. It was a crowd unlike anything I've ever seen before at the FedEx Forum. I haven't seen a crowd that large. Were you impressed by the showing and everyone coming out there and enjoying the show?
Oh, absolutely. I know a couple years ago, probably just before the pandemic, you know, WWE was rocking and rolling. They were filling up arenas and stuff, but it didn't seem like it was. And it's never easy to fill an entire arena, but it seems like for WWE, they are so red hot right now that it seems like it's much easier for them to fill up a building. And so I know the last time SmackDown was here was the highest grossing SmackDown or WWE event in FedEx Forum history, other than the pay-per-view. And I think this one, they actually had to open up more seats. So I know that they were close to about 10,000 folks there. WWE is typically set up for about 9,000 at FedEx Forum. So they had to open up some more seats. It was a lot of fun. Also, anytime the crowd chants, "Whoop that trick," you know, it makes us feel like Memphis Wrestling, Memphis Grizzlies. It just kind of feels like at home. But hey, man, you don't have to show up over there. Like, so they tell you, get here at 6:30, because when they go live at 7 p.m., it's got to be a packed house. So when we're partying next door, you know, we leave at about 6:45. So by that time, a lot of people are already in the building. So we were able to just whip right in there and head up to our seats, and didn't really have to wait a whole lot. Now, the beer line, you do have to wait in the beer line.
Waiting in the beer line is something that I can definitely handle. Now, I do have to ask you a question, because I noticed on your Twitter account, who's Becky?
Oh, Becky Lynch. Big time Bex.
Man, she's
Becky
in the
Lynch,
WWE.
Oh my God, she's like one of the most popular ones there. She was in the main event against Zoe Stark. Now, Zoe, before she signed with WWE and got on Monday Night Raw and all that stuff, she was wrestling on our program based out of Hollywood, California, when Maria and I were doing the syndicated program a couple of years ago before it flipped to Memphis Wrestling. So we know Zoe Stark as Lacey Ryan. So if you go to our YouTube page, you can see her matches before she became a big WWE Monday Night Raw star.
What?
So that's youtube.com/@Memphis Wrestling. Yeah, Lacey Ryan, man, we've been waiting on her to do something big. And I just thought it was very cool that her coming, you know, from our program a couple of years ago to now being at FedEx Forum in Memphis in the main event, Falls Count Anywhere match against one of the biggest stars in women's wrestling, or in wrestling altogether, Becky Lynch. So I thought it was just really, really fun to see that, you know, come to life too, since Lacey was on our show previously.
That is really awesome.
It was a lot of fun.
That's impressive right there. That's something that's really cool. And by the way, I just am going to say I'm a little agitated. I don't understand why you didn't reach out to me to introduce me to, what was her name back then?
Lacey Ryan.
Lacey, and now Becky. Man. Thanks for looking out, buddy. Appreciate that. Now,
I think both of them can beat you up. I'm pretty sure about that.
That's all right. That's cool with me.
That's all right.
Now, I do also have to ask you, I know that there was the big AEW. Is that right? AEW? I always think of root beer, but what is the root beer?
A&W.
A&W. Okay. AEW is the wrestling, and they were at the Wembley Center, and that was like the largest wrestling event, period, right?
Yeah, so here's the thing coming from that, man. So AEW, All Elite Wrestling, they were at Wembley Stadium in London. They sold over 80,000 tickets to that event. And this is a company that's not named WWE, so this is pretty much unheard of. And I think it's gonna motivate WWE. You know, I think the two in comparison, of course, WWE is like this. They're the biggest. They're the biggest in the entire world. So for AEW to pull something off like that and have the highest grossing gate or whatever the case may be in pro wrestling history is what they said, which sounds just unbelievable. But that is awesome for professional wrestling. You know, over the weekend, you like this weekend, you have two pay-per-views. You have WWE Payback that's coming on Saturday, and then Sunday is another AEW pay-per-view, All Out.
And aren't you going to be at Dave & Buster's again on Sunday?
We'll be on Saturday and Sunday for those. Ooh. So it's cool because we get to go watch it together and have our watch parties. But there's so much good wrestling going on, and all these buildings are selling out. So what that tells me is wrestling's cool, man. Wrestling's hot again. And, of course, that trickles down to Memphis wrestling, too. But, yeah, AEW had a huge night in Wembley. And, of course, I know WWE is somewhere Vince or Triple H is looking, going, all right, here, hold my beer. And then they'll do a big 2-day event out there or something coming up. So I'm sure that record was meant to just be broken.
Well,
good weekend.
It was a great weekend. And not only that, but it was your first weekend on your new home over at Channel 5.
What's coming up this Friday on 901 Day. So what better day to premiere on Action News 5 Plus than on 901 Day? So this Friday at 11 p.m., you can watch Memphis Wrestling first on Action News 5 Plus. And then, of course, we have a re-airing on Saturdays at 11 a.m. on Action News 5 Plus. And then all the other television stations, YouTube, Fight Plus, and all that stuff, all those time slots will stay the same. But right now, coming up on Fridays, if you want to watch Memphis Wrestling first, and you want to watch it on a Friday instead of a Saturday, you've got to watch it on Action News 5 Plus. So it's going to be a ton of fun. Can't wait for it. There's a lot of promotion going around, and then I'm actually going to be at WMC Studio coming up this Friday morning. I'll be on Bluff City Life with Gina Neely, and that's going to air on September 6th, so you'll be able to watch it next week.
Man, Dustin Starr, you're everywhere. And I also want to tell you know what else is 901 Day?
Yes, I know exactly what it is, brother.
Dude, no, I don't know. It's my birthday on 901 Day.
Is it really?
Yeah, every day I'm a year, baby. That's why it's 901 Day.
Man, you share a birthday with Dave Brown. Can you believe Dave Brown's birthday is on 901 Day?
Well, Dustin, two media legends throughout the city. I mean, it's totally understandable that he would share a birthday with Dave Brown.
I know, right?
Y'all are killing me, but I got to tell you something else that's also special on 901 Day. I want you to do me a favor, Dustin, because during 901 Day, you can go to Central Barbecue's downtown location or their summer location, and you can get a full order of chicken nachos for only $9.01. Just $9.01. Dude, I'm telling you right now, that's the real deal, Holyfield. You know Central Barbecue don't play no games.
Oh, delicious stuff. But keep an eye out on MemphisWrestling.tv because we're going to have a big 901 special on our tickets for that day. I haven't said anything about it. I'm not going to tease it or anything. We're just going to put it out there, and whoever buys those tickets up are going to get them at a discounted price. And I'm not going to tell you what that price is, but it might be $9.01.
Dude, don't. Oh, by the way, you had to tell us. You got the Bicentennial Bash coming up.
Yeah, so Dyer County Fair is coming up on September the 9th. That's going to be on a Saturday night, one of the biggest fairs in the state of Tennessee. We're proud to be back for our third year in a row. And guess what? I'm glad you mentioned that, Johnny, because that's a perfect segue. That coming up on Monday night, September 25th, Memphis Wrestling returns to the Mid-South Fair, and we've got Tommy Dreamer coming with us. So Mid-South Fair is near and dear to my heart because if you grew up in Memphis, Tennessee, then you had a fair day when you went to school.
Yep.
I don't think this is a thing anymore, and I think it was probably crazy back in the day, but, man, our school, Shelby County Schools, actually let us out of school to go to the Mid-South Fair. And so growing up, I would always go to I'd go find the wrestling ring as a kid because maybe Jerry Lawler's going to be there. Maybe he'll have the championship belt. We could take pictures and whatever. And sometimes that happened. I'd get some autographs and everything and then watch the wrestling. So Memphis Wrestling returning to the Mid-South Fair. It's a Monday night at Landers Center, September 25th, you can meet Tommy Dreamer, also catch him in action. Those tickets are going to go on sale on 901 Day. We'll have a special ticket on MemphisWrestling.tv that you guys can get.
So they don't, also, do they let the kids they don't let the kids out of school, like, still?
I don't think they do. I think Fair Day is a thing of the past, but that was the fair, was the Mid-South Fair. We got out of school to go to it. That's how big it was.
Yeah, it was huge. Those are some good memories at the fair. Dustin, do me a favor. Tell everybody else, you got anything that I missed coming down the pipe?
901 Day this Friday out at AutoZone Park. It is going to be a huge 901 Day bash. I mean, it is a huge party followed by the baseball game. I'm actually going to be out there, but not for the baseball game. They are putting your boy in a dunk tank. I think at about 5 p.m., you'll have an opportunity to throw a baseball, hit a target, and knock me into the dunk tank. I think the plan here, guys, is to see who can mess up my hair first.
I think I'm going to have to come down there for that.
Oh, there's going to be live music, dunk tanks, games, food, all sorts of stuff. 901 Day, it's this Friday, AutoZone Park, and it's going to be a blast. I'll be in the dunk tank, and I hope everybody has bad aim on that day.
Man, Dustin, I got to say one thing, man. Seriously, congratulations on all the success. Really, really proud of you. It's a lot of fun watching you completely take over all of Memphis. I know you're not running this year because there's so many people in it, but, bro, in a few years, I think you're just going to have to run for mayor.
Oh, my gosh. Are you kidding me right now?
No, dude, why not?
Lawler,
you have every other job in Memphis.
Lawler ran for mayor. He didn't do so good. I don't know if wrestlers have fared too well. It'd be like, who was the guy that ran for mayor? Mongo?
Oh, Prince Mongo, yeah. Like, the only thing, I think he didn't get the votes because everybody was like, man, homie never wears shoes. Dustin?
Hey, maybe I would fare pretty good because there's a lot of wrestling fans and a lot of Grizzlies fans out there. I don't know.
True that, man. Dustin, do me a favor. Be blessed. Tell the family I said what's up, and we'll do it again next Wednesday.
I'll do it, man. I'll see you guys out on Friday night.
That is Dustin Starr. Get ready for a little 901 action. We're taking a quick timeout. Don't touch the dial. Sports 56 98.5 FM.
Join the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, for Wolo and Friends. Weekday mornings from 10 to 11 here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
With Labor Day and football season right around the corner, now's a perfect time to head on down to Memphis Barbecue Supply for all your cookout needs. Whether you need fuel, equipment, or seasoning, we have it all and more in store. We boast the largest selection of fuel and wood in the Mid-South. You'll be covered on all your kindling needs, from pellets to logs to chunk and chip, and of course, briquette and lump charcoals. We have many different varieties available to choose from. Speaking of variety, we encourage you to browse our selection of over 300 different rubs and sauces. Our knowledgeable staff is always available to assist with any questions you may have for your next cook. So stop on by and let's get you set up right for this barbecue season at Memphis Barbecue Supply. Memphis Barbecue Supply is located at 7041 Stage Road in Memphis, or you can order online at mbbq.com. Follow us on all the social media platforms for recipes, new products, and barbecue news.
Give me liberty and give me real estate. I'm Sheldon Rosengarten, and that was Hugh Mallory. Not only does he work with me at Mark Spenstorf Realtors, he's the president of this year's AutoZone Liberty Bowl. So Hugh, instead of sounding like Patrick Henry, what do you mean?
Well, Sheldon, like you, I sell real estate. I'm also privileged to serve as president of the 65th AutoZone Liberty Bowl, which will be held Friday, December 29th at 2:30. I'm able to handle all my clients, whether they're buying or selling, while participating in this great annual tradition.
Hugh, that is definitely quite an honor, and with your fabulous track record in real estate sales, I know you'll do a great job. Hugh will move you as something to remember, and you can reach Hugh Mallory at 497-9756. It's also why people often say that when you want the job done, call Shell Dunn. You can reach me, Shell Dunn Rosengarten, at 483-0546 or MemphisRelocate.com. That's MemphisRelocate.com or 483-0546. See you at the AutoZone Liberty Bowl on December 29th.
When you walk into Genesis Diamonds, it's jaw-dropping. Hey, it's Eric Hasseltine, and Genesis has a gorgeous showroom with more fine jewelry than you've ever seen in one place. No commission salespeople and no stress whatsoever. Genesis Diamonds is a whole new, refreshing concept in jewelry shopping that people here are absolutely loving. And they specialize in diamonds, so they have every size and every shape diamond you can imagine, from a half-carat to 20-carat diamonds, rounds, ovals, cushion cuts, princess cuts, emerald cuts, pear shapes, you name it, they've got it. And you can choose from natural diamonds or lab-grown diamonds. The prices will shock you. Genesis is a disruptor. They came here to expose high jewelry markups at other stores and pass the savings on to you. Genesis is a game changer, and it's not just diamonds. Check out Genesis' amazing selection of luxury pre-owned Rolexes with all the hard-to-find models. Don't buy jewelry anywhere until you see what Genesis has brought to Memphis. They're on Poplar at Perkins Extended in Poplar Commons. Genesis Diamonds, the official jeweler of the Tennessee Titans.
Make this the summer sales event. Is still going strong at Gossett Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat on the Pike. Get ready to ride in your new 2023 Dodge Charger SXT. We Gossett $29,990 or $425 a month. Got some hauling to do? We Gossett covered in 2023 Ram 1500 Quad Cab Tradesman 4x4, $39,990 or $579 a month. Or how about some employee pricing from Gossett on all Jeep Gladiators? 2023 Jeep Gladiator Sport 4-door 4x4 now just $669 a month. And if we don't have it, Gossett can order it today. So drive past the rest and come to the best at Gossett on the Pike or shop online at GossettMotorCars.net.
If you want it, we Gossett at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 3500 down, Charger PH 508,657, MSRP 35,930, Ram PN 671,333, MSRP 48,390, Jeep PL 561,602, MSRP 54,655. Must finance through Chrysler Capital. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 695 excludes tax, title, and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through end of the month. Dealer stock only.
There's only one place for great steaks, real Italian cuisine, Southern-style meats, and fresh vegetables. It's Fratello's. Fratello's Italian Steakhouse in Hernando has a family feel and a fantastic menu. Voted DeSoto's best new restaurant in 2022, Fratello's has your favorite cuts of prime steak, lamb, and pork, along with delicious Italian dishes. And nothing is better for lunch than Southern-style meats and veggies. All your favorites and more are waiting for you at Fratello's Italian Steakhouse, Highway 51 in Hernando.
The only power source capable of generating 1.21 gigawatts of electricity is a bolt of lightning.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Jay Morgan Harder's in the house. We got 3 games getting ready to go off at about 12:05, and then a 12:10er. Angels and the Phillies. Phillies have been red hot. The Angels have been straight up trash. Since the All-Star break, things have gotten really embarrassing for that Los Angeles Angels team. It's pretty sad when you think to the fact that the Angels had 2 and 3 hitters that are probably going to be in the Hall of Fame, and they can't even, the whole time they were there together, and Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout will never, ever go to a playoff game together. They're not going to be able to keep the unicorn Shohei Ohtani. It is not going to happen. It is what it is. But do you know how bad the Angels have been since the All-Star break? 7-19. 7-19. Since they decided to go all in and bring over old Lance Lynn, go out
and Giolito,
and Lucas Giolito has been terrible. They kept Shohei Ohtani. Like the Angels, could things go any worse?
No,
I
no,
don't
they
know.
could not.
I really don't.
Yeah, no, yes, they couldn't have won 8 straight going into the trade deadline.
Which, yes, caused them to, I guess,
believe in themselves.
To believe in themselves when they should have known better. But the Phillies are playing the Angels today. You got Sanchez against Detmers. Sanchez for Philly. The Phillies are pretty damn hot right now. I'm liking me a little Phillies action today in the very first game.
Christopher Sanchez can deal. He's been real good since the second half of the year.
He has been dealing. And I will tell you one thing. If you're the Braves right now, I know everybody's scared, of course, of the Dodgers. Watch out. Phillies have won 5 straight. They're playing some great baseball. Harper homered yesterday. They're getting good pitching. Again, their bullpen's been strong all year.
But we hate them.
We're not the biggest fans.
No,
you're right.
I hate them.
I
mean, they might be the worst franchise in all of sports, quite frankly.
Whoa. No, see, I think right now that I'm looking at the Colts.
Oh, no. I don't mean the worst ran. I just mean like in terms of there's no redeeming qualities.
Arizona, the Cardinals.
There doesn't seem to be any redeeming qualities in any players they have, their coaching staff, their front office, or their fans for that matter. I think all Phillies fans are terrible.
I like it. By the way, Justin Steele.
Oh, except Greg Gaston. I love Greg Gaston.
Yeah, he likes the Phillies. Justin Steele, though, he got that dub yesterday.
Kick save and a butte, John.
Big win. You know, the Phillies right now are first in the National League wild card. Cubs have that second spot. San Francisco's holding down the third, but the Diamondbacks are only a half a game behind the Giants. The Reds are now 2 games out from the Giants, and your Miami Marlins just keep on falling. They've got now to 3 games back. We're going to talk a little bit more baseball. Tons of NFL on the other side. We got Zach Boyd, but I also want to remind you about my good buddy Bob Simpson, because you need protections. Everybody needs protection. And if you want to be protected with the best, well, then you need to get Bob Simpson over at State Farm. He can buckle you up with auto insurance, back you up with life and health insurance, cover your business, whether it's starting, growing, or maturing. And don't forget to insure your home, no matter if you're a owner or a renter. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call Bob Simpson today, 901-381-1233, or go online and get a free quote at bobsimpson.org. Stay protected with your good neighbor, Bob Simpson. Zach Boyd on the other side, plus some crazy Hardwood today, like crazy. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
The lunatic is in my head.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus of Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
Did you know a percentage of accidents are because people are texting and driving at the same time? If you've been hit by a driver texting and not paying attention to the road, call the law offices of Arthur Horn III. You probably know them for their big cases, but they know your case is big too. Let them represent you. Join the winning team at the law offices of Arthur Horn III. Call today, Arthur Horn III, 901-331-1816. That's 901-331-1816. And please, don't text and drive.
Is your wife asking you to stop eating junk food? Well, we have you covered at Humdinger's. It's quick and it's healthy, and most important, it tastes amazing. With many choices from salmon salad to rainbow trout and grilled asparagus. Come visit us for lunch at Humdinger's, 6300 Poplar Avenue. So good, Coach Penny eats with us weekly. Don't forget, Humdinger's offers full-service catering for weddings, social events, or your corporate lunches. You can call 901-260-8292 to find out more.
Hewlett & Dunn Boot and Clothing Company, we have it all. From handmade Amish leather belts, fine and casual clothing, boots, casual boots, work boots, fancy boots, and even safety-toed boots. Lots of cowboy hats to choose from, even Nebo lights, good-looking duck head dress shirts, duck head caps, shorts, and pants. Tons of jeans from Ariat, Wrangler, Devil Dog, and Kimes Ranch jeans. At Hewlett & Dunn, we have a great selection of Old South t-shirts and caps, fine clothing from dress to casual to Sunday best. Enjoy choosing from UFO's orthopedic-approved shoes. Hewlett & Dunn Boot and Clothing Company. Boots of every size, every color, every skin. Great quality Western, work, and safety toe boots. Hewlett & Dunn Boots and Clothing Company. 111 North Center Street, Collierville. Hewlett & Dunn. Hewlett & Dunn, serving you and your family since 1961.
Right now at Wendy's, when you buy either a Dave's Single, Spicy Chicken Sandwich, Medium Frosty, or 10-piece nuggets, you can get another for just $1. Your dollar never tasted so good. So it's obvious what everyone will get, right?
Definitely nugs
Spicy
and
chicken
a Frosty.
sandwich,
Dave's single and a Frosty for me.
and a Frosty. Okay, who said Frosty and a Frosty? Pick your obvious choice. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's, buy one, get one for $1.
Limited time only. Price of participation may vary. U.S. Wendy's valid for item of equal or lesser value. Cannot be combined in a combo or any other offer.
The Gossett Mitsubishi Summer Sales Event is still going strong at Gossett Mitsubishi on the Pike. Whatever vehicle needs you may be wishing for, we've got you covered at Gossett Mitsubishi. 41 MPG Highway that can turn on a dime, that's 2023 Mitsubishi Mirage G4, $17,395 or $249 a month. 2024 Eclipse Cross combines luxurious styling with cutting-edge technology, generous cargo room, and versatility, $29,100 or $399 a month. And the powerful and fun to drive 2023 Mitsubishi Outlander, $29,580 or $499 a month. And you'll always get peace of mind with Mitsubishi's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. That's Gossett Mitsubishi, 1870 Covington Pike, or shop 24/7 at MemphisMitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 500 military rebate G4 PH 006839 MSRP 17895 Cross RZ 00688 MSRP 29850 Outlander PZO 59809 MSRP 30080 includes all rebates and incentives PF 695 excludes tax title and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through end of the month with approved credit dealer stock only.
Come and enjoy Sports 56 live in West Memphis, Arkansas at Meadowbrook Country Club this Friday, September 1st from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. They're kicking off their semi-private club now at Meadowbrook Country Club. Bring your golf clubs and call for your tee time at 870-394-4186. It's going to be a hole-in-one fun. Enjoy winning lots of prizes and a chance to win 4 rounds of golf at Meadowbrook, 1250 West Broadway Avenue in West Memphis, Arkansas.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
Oh, yeah. 4.9 liter V8, 0 to 60, and I'm about to find out.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Jay Morgan Harder's with me, as always. Well, he's not always here because sometimes he has to go to the dentist maybe or something, and Brian Dacus fills in. But we're going to be talking with Zach Boyd. You hear him every single morning, 7 to 10, with Greg and Eli on Sports Time. You read his work at Tri-State Defender, and hopefully you follow him on the Twitter, and it's at Rack City. Is that right?
Yes.
Dude, are you proud of me or what?
I am.
My memory's
You're doing a good job.
My memory's working today. And the reason I was actually kind of lost because check out what just popped up on my Twitter. Is this not weird stuff? So I couldn't look at your Twitter page because I had to see what was going on. Twitter's a wild place. I wish I could tell you. It had something to do with 2 ladies and their derrieres. It was fascinating video on. Oh, it's called the X now.
Listen,
on the X.
That for you thread will catch you red-handed sometimes.
Man, I'm telling you right now,
You gotta
that
be
caught
careful.
me off. I
You
was
gotta be careful.
like,
You
whoa,
gotta be
what's
careful
this?
about that.
I can't switch. But now we got to talk a little bit of basketball. Now we got a lot of college football coming up Thursday, tomorrow. We got Utah and Florida, some other good games. I'm fired up about that. College week 0 is over. A lot of college football, but man, basketball always making some noise. Right now, Team USA's taking care of business. And let's be honest, Jaren Jackson Jr., he is extremely efficient on this team. Love me some Taylor Jenkins, but Steve Kerr has him playing and I know it's a different roster, it's a different style of basketball.
Right.
But he's making all his free throws, he's hitting all of his shots, he's around the rim, he's not taking a bunch of three, and he's a defensive beast right now.
Yeah, it kind of helps that you're on a team full of great
studs.
Players. And this is no shot to the Grizzlies
because they got tons of great players.
They got a lot of good young players that's up and coming. But when you a massive talent of the best of the Team USA C or D team, like that's still better than an average NBA roster. So, I mean, you're pretty much seeing all of Jaren's skill set like front and center. And you kind of saw that early this morning if you was up at 3:30 this morning watching them dismantle the Jordan team.
So right now they're so what are they now during the tournament? They're still undefeated. They were 2-0.
They went 3-0.
3-0.
Yeah, they 3-0.
Which game did I miss?
I don't agree. They played Greece and then they played New Zealand. Those 2 games before. So now that they are out of their pool play, obviously winning the first two pretty much guaranteed them to getting out. Now they face, I believe, was it Montenegro? I
think you are correct, sir. I have to pull it up.
I think that's the next.
You are correct.
That's the next team that's involved. So it's just at this point it's just baby steps, but the competition is gonna get.
It's gonna get better.
It's gonna get better because I think on that Montenegro team that's Nikolai Vucevic for the Chicago Bulls. So we've pretty much seen his work throughout the NBA season. Pretty much a 2010 type of guy that can fill up a stat sheet really well.
And in this year, in this tournament right now, I mean, I'm sure you've been paying attention. Luka's tearing it up.
Oh yeah,
32 points a game.
This is his element, man.
And by the way, who's Joshua Hawkinson? This guy who's averaging 32 points. I keep hearing about him. By the way, Shea's tearing things up. Team Canada is scary.
Oh.
Like that Team Canada is good, bro.
I told somebody this. I said, yeah, like Team USA, they're gonna be in the conversation. Same way with Team Spain, but to me, like the favorites is Team Canada. Like you got a lot of dudes that can play, and that can play their role well. And I mean, if Canada runs up against the right opponent. And with the guys that can score the basketball and do some things on the defensive side of the ball, I think they can make it a lot scary for a lot of these countries.
Yeah, they definitely can. And we have to also be real, man. That Serbian team's looking good as well.
Oh, yes. Hey.
What is it? Bogdan Bogdanovic just grabbing points, grabbing boards.
Isn't that
dropping dimes, man? He's doing everything.
Isn't that Nikola Jovic?
Jovic.
Yeah, the Jovic kid that plays for Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
when Nikola Jokic was in the game and the Jovic kid was in the game, I bet that was a little tongue twister last year during the NBA Finals.
Jovic. So
it's wild though, man. The FIBA World Cup's going down. It's pretty awesome, but it also helps lead me in because. I have to bring up the sprinters, Noah Lyles. My man can run like the wind blows. He's the 100. He's the 100 meter and 200 meter like champ.
I aspire to be like those track and field guys.
Bro,
I aspire. That is, I mean, what they do in their sport is, I mean, it's truly amazing just to be able to run like under 20 seconds.
It's insanity. And it was just was it just a couple of days ago? Wasn't it like 5 days ago that he won the world's the 200 meter?
Yeah, they were out in Budapest.
Yeah, out in Budapest. My man goes out there. And remember, he was also in a little fender bender. Did you see the golf cart people run into each other?
I did not see that part.
Yeah, man, bro, come on, man. If you're driving those little carts, bro, like they were driving each. By the way, each little athlete in their own little cart. Mm-hmm. Two of them ran into each other. It was insane.
And when you're so focused on one lane, that's all. You just got tunnel.
I guess so. But Lyles, though, who won the 200 meter, has kind of been taking a little bit of some backlash, I guess you would say. If you haven't heard his comments, he came out after he won the Worlds, and he says, basically, what hurts me the most is that I have to watch the NBA Finals, and they have world champion on their head. World champion of what? The United States? Don't get me wrong. I love the U.S. at times, but this ain't the world. This is not the world. We are the world, talking about track and field. He said, we have almost every country out here fighting, thriving, putting on their flags to show that they are represented. There ain't no flags in the NBA. Now, again, 4 of the last 5 MVPs of the league, aren't they foreign-born players? You have Embiid, you have Giannis, you have Joker.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at Luka Doncic, I mean, you look around at all these teams that we're talking about in the FIBA World Cup, the teams that are actually good, a lot of their players play in what league? Oh, that would be the NBA.
Right.
When I think of the NBA, that's the number 1 league, period, in the world with the best athletes. So I do feel like you are a world champion. What do you think about Lyle's comments?
So, and I was trying to make sure that I was going through his comments, just trying to make sure that I wasn't overreacting like everybody else. I agree. Like, yes, like they do support the world because, one, they do run against other countries. But in the same breath, it's like it's the NBA, the best of the best.
The highest paid league in the world is going to have the best talent in the world.
Right. And comparing that to the Adriatic League, the Euro League, the NBL over in Australia, like the NBA is getting those guys, their best players, and they're bringing them in to the NBA. Yeah, like you can have like said role player that's playing in the NBA now, and you could put him in the Euro League, and he could be Euro League MVP. Yeah, that does happen. But the thing is that when you specifically look at the NBA, the best of the best around the world are wanting to come and play
right here. I mean, it goes even back when you have Arvydas Sabonis. You had, Peja Stojakovic. You had Tony Parker out of France. Hey, Rudy Gobert is also French, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. Luka Doncic. Where the hell's Luka from?
Slovenia.
I was like, man, where the hell is Luka from, man? You had the big boy. You had Big Bird out there from Germany.
Like there's literally, like, Australia is literally
By the way,
pipeline.
that's Dirk, if you didn't know.
Okay. Australia is literally a pipeline to the NBA. Like if you go look at Team Australia's players, all guys that you have either recognized over the years or guys that were just in this upcoming draft or the last couple of drafts. Like there's a literally pipeline that's coming from Australia to the NBA. So it's not like in his mind he feels like it's not the world because the NBA is based in the United States, but if you're looking at it from the entire league standpoint, you're getting everybody's best from whatever country. Heck, even China sent over Yao Ming. Just to say, oh yeah, we could bring in have a Chinese born player to play in the NBA. Like their countries are sending their best over here. Over to the NBA to play in these leagues. So, yes, they are world champions because the world is the NBA
competes.
The world competes.
The best of every country does everything they can to get into the National Basketball Association.
And also, those said players are still representing their country. Like, they're still speaking their native language, even though, they are having to speak English more because that's the dominant language here. Mm-hmm. But they're still representing their country. Like even Luka said, at the time, I guess when he was first coming over here, I think his first couple of seasons, he was like somebody asked him about, is it easier or is it harder playing in the NBA than it is when you was playing overseas?
Dude, look at the number one pick this year, Wemby too. I mean, yeah, what do you like?
The NBA. It's a global sport. Basketball is a global sport, and
the world champions.
They're world champions.
Who, by the way, it can't stop. Like once the season's over, he's like, even the parade. I'm just ready to get back to Serbia.
Right. Like he was ready to get back home. Like, and so I think it was. I wish he would have talked to somebody first about this before he said what he said during his presser. But I do understand like where he was coming from. But I think he
just wanted to put a little bit of more shine on his 200 meter championship, and I kind of get that and everything.
It's fair.
But don't take a shot at a league like the NBA and kind of say things that are not even half true.
Right, because I understand like the average Joe wouldn't know who Noah Lyles is. The average Joe wouldn't know who
I'll tell you something, ain't
Freddie
nobody
Curley
catching that
is.
man though.
Like they wouldn't know a Eric Knighton. They wouldn't know a Chris what was it, Chris Coleman or I forgot the Coleman the guy, the Coleman kid name, but they wouldn't know these athletes.
No, they wouldn't. And Sha'Carri Richardson, honestly, who just came back and ended up winning. She got first at the Worlds this last time after. She's known more for smoking weed than she is for running.
Right.
You know what I mean? And to be honest with you, I probably wouldn't know Sha'Carri Richardson if she didn't smoke weed. Because I was like, oh my God, they're keeping her out of the Olympics for smoking a little hippie lettuce?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and by the time the Olympics...
It's definitely not a performance-enhancing drug, I can promise you that.
And by the time the Olympics come around, that's when the time, everybody was, oh, Team USA, yeah, like, we don't know who you are, but we're going to represent you because you're from the country. So nobody's really keeping up with them during the off years, the off-circuit type of years when they're racing in different parts of the country. So I do understand. I do feel for him on that level because, yeah, like what he did during the 100 was amazing. Like he was flat out amazing in his run, the 100-meter running for the gold medal. So I just wish he would just talk to somebody first about that.
I just wish that he would have got a chance to talk to Kevin Durant before that because Kevin Durant came back at him and was like, God, what did he say? I had it earlier. It was something like, please, somebody get to this man and help him out. Please, somebody.
Like the entire National Basketball Association.
Somebody help this brother out, please.
the entire National Basketball Association pretty much was on his case.
Draymond Green said, when being smart goes wrong.
Yeah.
When keeping it real goes wrong.
Yeah.
I love it. Now, I also got to bring up some Tiger news. One, we have first basketball. Malcolm's back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, now, I have heard some people who are extremely excited. They're like, yeah, Malcolm's back. We could use, da-da-da-da. And then I've heard other people like, who cares? Mm-hmm. He's often injured, often out of shape. Again, there's always, it's just, that's some people, Tiger fans' perception.
Right.
Where do you stand? Do you think this is a very big positive for the Tigers going forward?
Yeah, I said this a few months back when Dandridge was starting. Where I guess when kind of little tidbits of news was starting to,
like he was over there at the
facility it was starting to kind of wane back and forth to him coming back, and I kept telling people, I said, listen, like this team is different from last year's team. Like Dandridge on this year's team is not starting. Dandridge on this team is your fourth big. And considering that this team, from everybody, including myself, the beat writers that cover this team, like this team is supposed to be really good this year. So really,
well, they are, especially now if they get Dre. That's where everything, because you'll have Quinterly and you'll have Caleb Mills and then you'll have Dre and then. It starts getting where you're really, really excited. Again, very deep roster, actual talents, and it's also an older team.
Right.
You don't have a baby at a high school like a Wiseman. You don't have a young Jalen Duren. Yes, great players. We didn't get to really enjoy Wiseman. What was it, 2 games, and then he was gone?
Yeah.
But Duren, he was awesome. But again, he was just very, very young. This is a team that's got a ton of experience.
Yes. Heavy veteran
and
team.
And if they get Dre back, they would probably be the oldest team in the country.
Yes, they are right now. So even
already.
So like you said, if they get DeAndre back, you already have Jordan Brown and Nick Jourdain already with the program. Now that you bring Malcolm in, he's literally your fourth big coming off the bench because again. Last year's Malcolm is probably not showing up as much in this year's team because of how deep this team. And then on top of that, of how Penny kind of likes to play, kind of like to have like a 4-out type of situation where he have like 4 perimeter players and a big, like you're probably not going to see him out on the floor. But just in case, if there is a injury or there is some type of hiccup along the way, you got a big body
to throw in there.
You got a big body there just in case.
Do you think some of the people who really are, I guess, kind of very, very indifferent or like who cares that he's coming back, do you think a lot of it, because I know one person who I specifically talked who just says he's still ticked off. You know how the season ended last year.
Right.
And they believe one of the reasons is because you had Malco and Davis just screaming at each other on the sidelines. Remember that last year?
Yeah, I do.
And it really turned a lot of people off, I think, to Malvin that were watching that game.
Yeah, and at that time,
I know I was agitated.
I
was like, shut up.
I'm putting my fan cap on, my Tiger Blue fan cap. Because at the time, I'm the same way. I was like on Kendrick's side. I'm like, yeah, like you bigger and stronger than everybody. Like you need to go down and dominate, do da-da-da. You're just that talented. But then again, having a conversation with our good friend Leon Taylor, 247 Sports, having a conversation with him about it.
Tweeting all the time, Leon Taylor.
Tweeting all the time, breaking the news. You know, he kept saying every single year he was dealing with some type of injury, and every single year where you thought, okay, yeah, like Dandridge, he's gonna be good. He doesn't have to worry about injuries. There's always that lingering injury that was still messing with him, and so that kind of changed my mood up on it a little bit. Cause yeah, coming out of high school out of East, I thought Dandridge once he got past that first wave of injury, because I think he tore his ACL. His senior year in high school, once he got past that injury, I was like, okay, yeah,
he's gonna put this together.
Sky's the limit. He's gonna put this together, because there's no way in the world an 18-year-old kid is supposed to look like this and being chiseled at his size.
Yeah, he was yoked. He's still yoked, but man.
Yeah, so I get it and I understand, but again, this is a local kid, and no matter how much or how bad his play is, I'm always for a local kid staying home. Like if he wants to stay at home and wants to play for the university, I'm okay with that. I'm okay. He might not be the player that we all probably would love for him to be to get to at that point. But if his decision was to stay at home, play for Penny Hardaway and the Tigers, I'm okay with that. I was kind of wanting him to go test to see what his value is on in the transfer portal. But if he wants to come on
just
back. Come back home, man.
Come on back.
Because not a lot of kids get a chance to hear those words coming out from their parents.
And by the way, the other thing is though he could have also he almost fell trap. I don't know if you saw it. It was something crazy, 800 ball players were not picked up in the transfer portal.
Yes.
That were on a roster, and then all of a sudden they went in the transfer portal and they never found a home.
Never find a home.
So Malcolm, he better be happy that Memphis did take him back as well, because it didn't seem like he just had a whole lot of good offers. But point is, also got to jump in, because September 2nd, Bethune-Cookman, Tigers are going to open up their season. What are you expecting from Ryan Silverfield's group?
I expect them to be energized. I would say they're going to be a little bit rusty kind of in that first quarter, but I think once they kind of get their legs underneath them, get the nervous energies out the way, I think they'll be fine. Like we said pretty much throughout this entire offseason for them. This is their most important season that they have to have right now.
I'm hearing some good things though, because a lot of trouble it seems like they had with running the football last year. But I'm hearing that Sutton Smith kid is booking it out there.
Yeah,
his sophomore year. You got also Ducker's back. Brandon Taylor's going to be back. He injured his ACL in 2022. They got some wide receivers that I actually am impressed with. Rock Taylor, Skates. You got the transfer in from Toledo. This is. I feel like they have more talent on this roster than they did last year, so it does give me some optimism.
Right.
You feel like this is going to be the best Silverfield team that he's had?
I believe so. I mean, outside of that was it the Cotton Bowl run and that second seat and his first season, I think this will be his best team. Because now, like you said, I kind of have a feel that this team actually has playmakers. Actually got some dudes that can play. Not to say that the guys before wasn't playing, but it's starting to feel we got.
Was the Cotton Bowl his first game as the coach?
That was his first game, and they almost won that game.
Damn, my memory is messed up. That was what?
That's
4 years ago.
2019.
So 2019. Goodness gracious, I forgot that, because when you said Cotton Bowl, I was like, he didn't coach that season, and I was like, oh yeah. He coached the bowl game.
Yes,
that was
did.
His first game.
Because Norvell left for Florida State along with a couple other the staff members. So.
Wow. Well, hey, Memphis football kicks off on September 2nd. Zach, tell everybody what you got coming down the pipe.
Yeah, so we're getting ready for the Southern Heritage Classic here in the next couple of weeks. So we got Arkansas Pine Bluff and TSU, Tennessee State University, coming in. I think in a couple of weeks.
We gonna battle the bands?
I hope so. It's not going to be the same as it is with Jackson.
I know
Jackson
it's going to be a little different.
But nevertheless, it's you're still getting
it's starting a new tradition.
new tradition, two great programs coming in. So we'll definitely be on the coverage for that. And you just keep in touch with us on our socials and on our website.
Man, everybody, don't you dare touch the dial. We got Hardwood on the other side. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus of Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
Now your ideas don't have to wait. Now they have everything they need to come to life. Dell Technologies and Intel are creating technology that loves ideas, loves expanding your business, evolving your passions. We push what technology can do, so great ideas can happen right now. Find out how to bring your ideas to life at Dell.com. Welcome to Now.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. If you need a new roof for your home or business, we hope to hear from you and will work hard to earn your business. We are experts and certified in residential and commercial roofing, siding, and gutter installation. I have been serving the Memphis area for over 20 years, and now with two of my sons working with me, we plan to be here for years to come. So if you need a roof, please give us a call. On a personal note, what a great time it is to be a Memphis sports fan. With the Grizzlies and the Redbirds and 901 FC, not to mention Tigers football and basketball, it's going to be a fun year. Thanks to Coach Silverfield and Coach Hardaway and their staffs for their dedication to the student and athletes, the University of Memphis, the City of Memphis, and us fans. Five Ash Roof Services, a proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Tigers home team. Five Ash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Five Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
I have got an idea for a movie tie-in for Central Barbecue.
I don't like where this is going.
The Central Barbecue Oppenheimer Special. It's an explosion of flavor.
No.
So, Central Barbecue's ribs are the bomb?
No. Plus, Central Barbecue doesn't need that kind of promotion. Central Barbecue's food is the promotion.
Central Barbecue's hot sauce is
I'm telling you, Central Barbecue has always sold itself because you can't get better barbecue anywhere.
So, it's the Oppenheimer thing. All right, well, how about you can't spell barbecue without Barbie?
But you can.
Nothing says summer like an ice-cold Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Smooth, refreshing, real brewed tea with 5% alcohol. Look for Twisted Tea in the bright yellow cans. Keep it twisted!
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
When you get nachos, tacos, empanadas, spicy queso with jalapenos, Pepto-Bismol's there. Pepto-Bismol provides fast, effective relief from nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, and diarrhea. All the things that can happen unexpectedly on vacation. So before you travel, pack the Pepto. Pepto-Bismol.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
But you gotta be willing to take the hit and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you wanna be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that and that ain't you. You're better than that.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Jay Morgan's hanging out with me. Thanks to Zach Boyd, to Dustin Starr. We've talked everything from Team USA to Malcolm back with the Tigers. The University of Memphis Tiger football season opened up September 2nd with Bethune-Cookman. Noah Lyles' crazy comments. We talked wrestling. We've talked about it all. A little NFL as well. But it's about time to get to some hardwood where it feels so good. But how do we get to hardwood? Well, we get there with the best, and that would be the best spirit around. That's Tito's handmade vodka, 100% gluten-free, best vodka in the world, 3-time winner of the vodka tonic. And the cool thing is, this vodka is not made in Russia. It ain't made in France. It ain't made in South America. It ain't made anywhere else but right here down in Austin, Texas. It's good old USA vodka, and it's 6 times distilled and then distilled in classic copper pots, which gives it a really amazing, cool, wonderful flavor. You can drink it neat. You can fix it, put it with your favorite mixer. You can drink it with water, whatever you're drinking with. Make sure you're always drinking the best, and that's Tito's handmade vodka. Let's go to Hardwood.
This is Access Hardwood.
Jay Morgan, if you were going to sneak a gun into a White Sox athletics game, I don't know if you've heard about this story. Where would you put the gun to get through security?
That's tough. Off the top of my head, probably underneath my belly fat.
Holy cow, you know about this story.
What do you mean?
There is a massive, so you know how 2 women got shot at the White Sox A's game. You know about this, right?
Do.
One of the, quote, victims got grazed by a bullet in her belly, and it was her belly fat where the bullet grazed her. The other woman got shot in the leg. The weird thing about this is, though, the woman who got shot in the stomach or grazed by a bullet in the stomach, the gun was tucked in her belly fat roll. That's how she snuck it in the ball game. She put it between, she said, her 4th and her 6th roll. Where her 5th roll would be, she just put a big old pistol. And somehow her belly fat is so crazy that it also discharged the gun, shooting through some of her belly fat and another woman in the leg. Bro, that story took a turn for me. I've never thought of hiding a gun in my belly fat. I don't know if I could hide a toothpick in my belly fat. I don't have enough belly fat to fall over and hold something up. You know what I'm saying? You think that TCU lineman that's 455 pounds, he's probably got enough belly fat to maybe hide a gun, right?
You know how much he might?
Or a bazooka. But
that was mean.
That was me. Well, you know what? Sometimes the truth hurts.
That hurt me. I didn't even do anything. I didn't even expect anything.
But my goodness, when I was reading this story, I was saying to myself, this has got to be The Onion. And it wasn't. It was one of those reputable journalistic places like Total Sports.
Reputable.
Very reputable. But dude, I don't know. I'm completely shocked that some lady thought it was a good idea to stick a gun in her belly fat. Now, I do have to admit this. They said that when she went through the scanner, the scanner, the thing went off. And they started wanding her. And it's not wanding by her head, it's not wanding by her feet, it's wanding around her midsection.
And they just said, screw it.
And they were just and you know what she said?
What?
I'm wearing rhinestone panties. And the guy almost barfed and then he let her through. No, I just made that part up.
Barf part.
But I will tell you, when I was in the Miami airport, I bought Chas some rhinestone panties. And this is one of the things that she said she was the most embarrassed about in her life. So we're coming back from Miami and we're trying to get on the plane and we're going through the little thing. And she keeps going, she keeps lighting that sucker up. And then the lady pulls out the wand. And you know where you wear panties? That's where the wand's going off. And they had to take her into another room. And I was freaking out, what's going on? And she came out, man, she was so red-faced. And she's like, my rhinestone panties were setting off the alarm. So I have to say, the TSA does a hell of a lot better job than the security guards at the White Sox games.
Like a rhinestone cowboy.
Yeah.
Glenn Campbell.
I hope she's listening. I wonder if she's proud of that story. Or, at least proud of the fact that I was telling everybody on the air. That's the kind thing to do, right?
Like a rhinestone cowboy.
No, hey, by the way, though.
You ever seen Midnight
PSA.
Cowboy with John Voight? That's a good movie.
Yeah, great movie.
He's a male prostitute.
Correct, he is. By the way, let me just tell you something. Great job.
Yeah, Dustin Hoffman wasn't as good of a male prostitute.
No.
He's too small.
He's a little guy. You know what I'm saying? Just, nah. Not very cute either, you know.
No, he's not a good looking
Like,
guy.
you know, like
although he's done really well for himself for somebody that you would consider to be not the best looking man in the
hey,
world.
dude, when you can look at toothpicks on the ground and tell the exact number.
30 minutes to Wapner.
30 minutes to Wapner.
I've never related to a character in a television or a movie more
than Rain Man.
Than Rain Man.
Good job. Hey, man, that's awesome.
Oftentimes I sit in here and say 30 minutes to Wapner, 30 minutes to Wapner. No, as sports time comes to an end every day, I go 30 minutes to Wheel, 30 minutes to Wheel, 30 minutes to Wheel.
Do you remember Eric Gilbert? And it's Eric,
no.
A-R-I-K. Eric. You don't remember him?
Tell me about him.
My man he started his career out with LSU. Then he transferred to Georgia. And now he transferred to Nebraska. And I have to say, the tight end, his life's not going very well. In fact, Matt Rule is a little bit pissed off because do you know what he did last night at 2 a.m.?
What?
He decided it was a good idea. He's like, and again, this is former 5-star superstar recruit Eric Gilbert. Again, played at LSU, played at Georgia. Now he's in Nebraska, is always getting himself in a little bit of trouble. Well, now he's just been booked in the county jail on burglary charges because for some reason, at 2 o'clock in the morning, he decided to throw a brick through a window. And this window happened to be a liquor and vape store. That is correct. You heard me right. He broke into a liquor store that also sells a whole lot of marijuana carts.
Good spot.
My man Eric Gilbert was in there taking his time. You can watch the videos. He's going through and he's getting all the best carts. He's getting all the best, weed. He's getting some tobacco. He's getting the most expensive bottles of alcohol. Well, when the 6'5", 275-pound tight end in Nebraska decides to walk outside of SJ's liquor and vape shop, there's 8 police officers with guns pulled. Very smartly, he lays down on the ground immediately. He gives up. He's arrested. But again, he had $1,672 worth of liquor and vapes and other materials. And this is the interesting thing. Matt Rule basically said this to the media when they asked him about it. He says, it's a sad day, and I'm very disappointed. And that was it.
That was all she wrote?
That was it. That's all she wrote. I thought it was Murder, She Wrote.
A DVD of Cool Runnings.
The what?
Murder, She Wrote's a great show, though. Has there been a murder? That's my impression. You know, she looks exactly like Paul McCartney.
She looks like Paul McCartney?
Oh, exactly like Paul McCartney. Angela Lansbury. Looks exactly like Paul McCartney.
Interesting.
I'll find a picture.
Do you watch the thing on HBO, Hard Knocks?
That's actually the only Hardwood story I have for you today,
Oh, well,
John.
then I'll let you tell it because I like to help out my brother.
So there's a couple of them here. One of them is they showed a clip from the game against the Giants in the preseason, and number 55, I don't know who 55 is for the Giants.
Shoved Aaron Rodgers?
Shoved Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers like, show some respect, man. I don't even know who you are. And then 55 turns back to Aaron Rodgers. I don't know who the F you are. Aaron Rodgers goes, oh, you don't, do you? You don't know who I am? Oh, okay, gotcha.
I thought that was maybe the greatest comeback trash talk.
You don't know who I am?
You don't know.
Oh,
you don't
gotcha.
know him.
Okay, yeah.
Like,
we all believe you, man.
Yeah, I literally don't know who you are. But your comeback was, I don't know who you are, man. Yeah, that didn't work.
You can say that to a lot of guys.
The best part.
Hell, you can even say it to Aaron Donald if you want to, John. You can't say it to the opposing quarterback, especially if his name is Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, you can say it to Sam Howell.
You say it to Sam Howell? You know what? Great point.
You could say that to Sam Howell. You could say that to Desmond Ritter.
Jacoby Brissett.
Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah,
everybody knows him because he's been on every damn football
He's been your teammate at this point.
Yes. There are actually a few people out there that you could actually say that to. When Taylor Heineke was first starting, I was like, who the hell is this guy? Like, where'd they get this guy from? I said, did they take him out of the first, you can say it to Derek Carr just because you don't like him.
That's right.
But
you can't say it to Aaron Rodgers if you don't like him.
You can't say it to Eric Rodgers, man.
Isn't that crazy? I was shocked. I don't know who the F you are. Man, you got to think of something better than that. Like, if you're thinking of what can I say to Aaron Rodgers in, like, a verbal altercation, that's one that you have to scratch off immediately. Like, as soon as that thought comes in your head, you go, like, well, can't say that. He's, like, the most famous football player in the world.
Yeah, did you say there was another one that you had about?
Yeah. Wait, this one's just kind of silly. So they were at practice. They showed a clip from practice as well, and one of the players had to be a defensive lineman because Quinn Williams was in the group. He was talking about taking them all to a Broadway show. He wants to go to Broadway. He told some of his teammates, "Nah, man, you can't come to Broadway." And they were like, "Why can't I go to Broadway?" He's like, "You're going to be talking the whole time." He goes, "I want to go see a Broadway show. I want to go listen to him sing, dance, maybe eat a charcuterie board."
Yeah. Oh,
dangerous game.
Charcuterie.
That's a dangerous game.
Charcuterie board. Dude.
So I started calling charcuterie. You got something else on the map.
What were we? Somehow we were talking about coochie yesterday. What was that?
I don't know, John.
What?
I mean, that I saw this video yesterday, so it had to be because of that.
No, it's literally coochie coo, maybe.
Coochie. That's what you say to a baby.
That's what you say to a baby
before they sneeze.
No, I mean I can't
remember.
remember.
You tickle them that way too, but like you say coochie coo, and then someone sneezes, like you put a little feather on their nose.
Interesting. By the way, I got a question for you. You remember Arana Shank?
I know Adam Shank. He's a golfer.
No. She's the supermodel that used to date Bradley Cooper. And then she's supposed to Arena Shank or something. I don't know.
Bradley Cooper went to the actor studio. Did you know that?
Went to what?
The actor studio with James Lipton.
No, I don't know what that is.
Yeah. You know the interview show James Lipton used to do, the Inside the Actor Studio, where we would talk to the actors.
I know Between Two Ferns.
Yeah, that's another good show too with Zach Galifianakis. You know what? I'd rather talk about that show. That's a much better show. But I was just saying, Bradley Cooper went to that. That's where he trained in acting, was with James Lipton at the actor studio.
Well, this is a Russian supermodel who, by the way, is just a gorgeous woman. She was Bradley Cooper's girlfriend. Now she's been linked to Tom Brady. Well, Tom Brady 2 weeks ago was on vacation with her. Guess who was on vacation together last week?
Who?
Arana and Bradley Cooper.
Wow.
Dude, she's two-timing Tom Brady?
Well, I don't think they're serious. You know, it's just dating. You know, they're just dating.
I bet. Let me just tell you something. If I took a woman out on my super yacht to they were in like Spain or something.
Yeah, but going to a super yacht if you're that rich, John, is like you and I going to Walgreens. You know what I mean? Like it's not. I
only go to Walgreens to pick up my scripts. I can't stand that place.
You don't go date night at Walgreens?
I hate going to Walgreens.
I'm trying to think of another place that would be like. It would be like.
And by the way, you want me to tell you why I hate Walgreens?
Yeah.
And I would never forgive them for this. So they take a lunch break at like.
Oh yeah, the pharmacy.
Is it 2:00 or 1:30 or what?
Like that,
I think it's at 1:30 to 2 o'clock. I left the show at 1 o'clock. I left here. I ran straight out the door, and I was there at 1:05. There were only two people standing in front of me. Both of them were very old people. And yes, one lady took like 10 minutes. And then another person took about 6 minutes. Well, I'm standing in the line, and the lady's standing there, and she won't look up at me.
What are they doing their consultation?
There's nobody behind me. No, you know how old people have to ask a million questions
That's what
about
I'm saying.
their drugs.
The old people love the consultation.
Yeah,
well,
they
should I
just
take
wanna
this
talk
with?
to somebody.
Should I take this with food?
Should I take this with milk of magnesia?
What time of day should I be taking this?
Is this gonna make me constipated?
And then the pharmacist will say something like, "Have you been pooping regularly? What's the density of your poop this morning? Was it thick? Was it hard?
It's not fun.
Was
it
soft?
Fun. No, listen, let me get back to my story. So I'm standing in line for 23 minutes. I still have about 3 minutes before 1:30. And I'm not saying anything. And then finally I go, "Excuse me, ma'am." And she looked up at me and I said, "Are you gonna get my prescription?" She looked back down. Didn't say a word to me. And I was kind of befuddled. She sat there for 3 minutes, and I sat there quietly for 3 minutes, and then she looked up, and she said, "I'm sorry, sir, but we're closed for break," and pulled the gate down in front of me. Now, I can just be honest and tell you this. Do you know how many F words came out of my mouth and the B words?
John.
And I told her that I was going to follow her to lunch, and it was going to be ugly if she didn't get my damn medicine. And you know what happened? She didn't get my medicine, and of course, I didn't really follow her, but I have never forgiven Walgreens for that.
That doesn't sound like a suburban Walgreens.
No, dude, it's a stupid one right there at Park and Poplar. Walgreens, shame on you. Except for I got to go by there this afternoon and pick up some pills. Anyway, don't touch the dial. We got to close things out with Bet Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Start your day with Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10, right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Attention, everyone. Family Leisure needs your help clearing out their inventory. Let me say that again. Family Leisure is needing your help to clear out their inventory. And to do so, there are tons of great deals throughout the store. For example, all do-it-yourself pools are $1,000 off. Special 24-foot round pools for less than $2,000. Select play gyms, only $18.99. Hey, if you need patio furniture, they have patio furniture that's now up to 30% off. Spas are in stock. They're up to $1,200 off. Now listen up, because I'm only going to say this once. 24 months, same as cash financing, is now available through this sale. Family Leisure needs your help clearing out their inventory, so come and do your part at Family Leisure. Whitten Road and I-40, where family and fun come together. Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis in Olive Branch has an offer you can't refuse. They will pay you to do business with them if you want luxury. And I'm talking the Genesis G70 car. If you would love to have that kind of new technology, they will give you a $1,000 rebate when you finance with Genesis Motor Finance. In other words, they'll pay you $1,000 to do business with them, and you get brand new luxury. You can't beat it. That's Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis, right at the corner of Craft Road and Highway 78 in Olive Branch. Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis in Olive Branch, where customer retention is amazing. There's a reason. They take care of you with a team that's been together for a long time. Whether it's finance or whether it's service, you can't beat them. Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis.
Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. I'm here at Town Village Audubon Park interviewing a new resident, Carolyn. Share with us why you chose Town Village.
Well, if your parents or special friends need to make that big move, let me share with you my experience. It was tough for me to leave home, but then I discovered Town Village. I would like to highly recommend Town Village to you and your loved ones. After looking at all the amenities and meeting all the people and staff, I was hooked. From restaurant, bistro, 3 meals per day, housekeeping, transportation, security, health care, physical therapy, exercise room, and even a heated pool and spa. Come see us and make your new home at Town Village.
Visit us and call Daniel at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home, Town Village.
I'm with John Burgos from the world-famous Rendezvous in the Alley since 1948.
Brett, we have catered parties all over this country and all over the world, from Singapore, Australia to Central Park in New York, but many people don't realize how much we do locally. For holiday events, office parties, tailgating, birthday parties, you can't do better than the Rendezvous. For example, you can get a cheese and sausage tray for 15 to 300 people for $3.75 a person. You can even build your own nacho bar for $10.50 per person. All you need is a minimum of 15 people. In many cases, we can arrange delivery and full-service catering. We've even made it easy to get to-go items. You could just park at our front door in the alley, put on your flashes, and we'll get you going ASAP. For all your catering items and prices, go to hogsfly.com, click on menu, and drop down to catering.
Thank you, John. The Rendezvous, Mr. Charlie Burgos' Rendezvous in the Alley since 1948 and celebrating its 75th year.
Stay ahead of fall hiring needs with Indeed. Their end-to-end platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates. Sponsor a job and instantly receive a short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
I have this one little saying, when things get too heavy, just call me helium.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to Little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio, hanging out with Jay Morgan, closing out the show on a beautiful Wednesday. We have baseball going on currently right now. The Phillies, who are red hot, playing the Angels, who are 7-19 since August 1st, the trade deadline. Not a very good team. They're all knotted up 2-2 right now in the bottom of the third. Come on, Phillies. Let's get going. White Sox and the O's are all knotted up at 4 apiece. And the Guardians Twins also knotted up because it's 0-0. More baseball games coming on very, very soon. Padres have Rich Hill on the bump. Not very good for the Padres this year. Miles Michaelis is pitching for the Cardinals. It's an even money game. You feel your Cardinals out. Jay, I know you're a Cardinals fan. Do you rock with the Padres, or do the Cardinals take care of the Padres in Busch?
This is a game that is who has been more disappointing.
Cardinals won yesterday, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Who's been more disappointing to their fan base over the course of this season? This is what they're fighting for this week in this series.
I agree with you. By the way, Kyle Hendricks and Woodruff are pitching for the Brewers and the Cubs. I've played the Cubs yesterday. Very good game. They won the game 1-0. I still can't believe I got that one. One inning. I mean, they scored one run in the first inning. And they made that thing stay. Justin Steele was flat out awesome. And real quick, man, Jay, how in the hell, is Cody Bellinger having such a good year right now with the Cubs?
He's an MVP candidate, John.
I mean,
legitimately.
Dude.
I mean, not really, because Ronald
really,
Acuna already has it, but he's up there.
Yeah, but dude, this guy has 20 home runs, 76 RBIs, he's batting .317 with an OPS of 901. That's right, 901. Speaking of 901, don't forget 901 Day this Friday. Make sure you go to the Central Barbecue locations downtown and on Summer and get you a full order of some nachos, them chicken nachos for $9.01. Central Barbecue, it simply is the best. Have to say, I feel like taking Tampa Bay again today. We took them yesterday. They smoked the Marlins. Two teams going in opposite directions. I got to go with the state championship game. I'm taking the Rays over the Marlins. For Jay, I'm John. Get out there, make the world a better place. See you on the flip side. Peace.
Memphis